Hello and welcome to Bust or Trust, a kids' mystery podcast. I'm Tiernan.
And I'm Athena. Bust or Trust is the podcast where we unravel the world's greatest mysteries with help from you, our chief detectives.
We present all the best evidence and then ask you to decide. Which team are you on?
Are you a myth buster like me?
Or are you a myth truster like me? We look into all sorts of strange stories from around the world to find out what really happened, so that you can ask, is it real or is it false?
Is it fact or is it fiction?
Is it potato or is it potato?
Absolutely no one says potato. No one.
True. We'll tell you at the end of the show just how to get in touch, so you can let us know if you're on Team Buster or the best one, Team Truster.
So, chief detectives, get ready to take notes and start putting together your case, while we have a quick word with the grown-ups.
Hello, Chief Detectives. We've got an important update from all of us here at Bust or Trust HQ. As you know, we take pride in bringing you amazing episodes full of big mysteries and strange science.
Every episode is researched, written and recorded right here at Bust or Trust HQ. But to keep delivering the best cases we can and keep us supplied with enough biscuits, we've had to make the decision to move from weekly episodes to episodes every 2 weeks.
If you love this podcast, we really need your help by asking you to subscribe to the Bust or Trust Patreon, because your support keeps the cases coming, and if enough of you subscribe, we can hopefully get back to weekly episodes too.
If you can spare the price of one coffee a month, you get something way more stimulating, and it won't keep you awake at night.
Well, apart from some of our spookier cases. By subscribing, you get ad-free extended episodes plus access to our briefing room, where you'll find weekly newsletters, monthly colouring sheets, word sheets, behind-the-scenes content, and so much more for your chief detectives.
Subscribe today and help us continue to keep making Bust or Trust.
Head to bustortrust.com to find all the links to our Patreon.
Thank you for supporting us, and we can't wait to make more episodes for our brilliant chief detectives.
Hey Bust or Trust listeners, we know you're a fan of a good mystery from history. And whether you're a myth buster or a myth truster, we have a feeling that you will love listening to a podcast called Who When Wow Mystery Edition.
In every episode, you can join time-travelling detective Carly Q on her adventures back in time in search of answers to history's biggest mysteries like Bigfoot, the lost city of Atlantis, Amelia Earhart, and so many more.
As a junior analyst at the Bureau of Universal Time Travel and Historical Exploration Department, or Butthead for short, Carly Q follows the facts and her endless curiosity to uncover the truth behind questions that have no answers, all while on her lunch break.
You can listen to Who, When, Wow Mystery Edition wherever you get your podcasts. Subscribe to Who, When, Wow Mystery Edition for episodes every other Wednesday.
The case.
Just stick in another one of these here on the wall.
Tiernan, is that a poster with a bear on it?
Yes, and if you read the words on it too.
Stop blaming bears. Let me guess. Are these posters for me?
Yes, and I've got a t-shirt too.
Oh, nice.
And do you want a pin badge?
Oh, I'll pass. Thanks. What is this about exactly?
You know what it's about, and so do our chief detectives. In so many of the cases we look into, you insist that bears are the real problem. Oh, Bigfoot doesn't exist. It's likely just a bear. The lizard man, probably a bear. That's not a sandwich. That's a bear.
I never said the last one. You'd know if you were eating a bear instead of a sandwich.
Maybe. But this week we are looking at the Ucumar, a creature that is said to be like Bigfoot, but it's found in South America. And some say it's half human, half bear.
Oh, right. So it probably is just a bear then.
Look at the poster, Athena! Leave the bears alone.
OK, I'll try. But why don't you tell me and the chief detectives a bit more about the Ucumar so we can hear about all the ways that it is definitely just a bear?
So unfair to innocent bears. Right. The Ucumar is a strange creature that is said to have spooked many people in Argentina and Chile. Both countries are at the very southern cone of South America, otherwise known as Patagonia. There are a number of harsh types of land found in this region, including fjords, rainforests, deserts, and the mountain range known as the Andes. It's also home to a lot of wildlife, and I mean a lot. From penguins to condors to armadillos and pumas and whales, you name it, it's in Patagonia. And it's also the home of many dinosaur bone discoveries, including in recent years several never found before species. So I'm just saying it's part of the world where anything could exist.
Like bears, because there are also a lot of bears in Patagonia. The Ucumar is said to be a hairy ape-like creature that is said to be very similar to the Yeti, Bigfoot, or other Sasquatch legends from around the world. It's thought to be between 5 to 7 feet tall, with thick hair, small eyes, and huge long arms and legs. Some reports say it's like a cross between a human and a bear. According to people local to the mountain ranges where it's spotted, the Ucumar loves to eat a bitter, spiky plant called puya, and it makes a sound a bit like this.
Many people are certain the Ucumar is real, and there have been sightings reported across the Andes in both Argentina and Chile. But there is still no proof that it exists.
That's because it's a bear.
It's not, but it's not up to me anyway. Today, Chief Detectives, you have to decide if the Ucumar really roams the Andes Mountains or not.
Just bear with me on this one, Chief Detectives.
Honestly, if this is the attitude you're going to have for this whole case, it will get grisly.
Tiernan, can you just...
Why the big pause?
Because it's definitely a bear. Get it? Big paws. Bear. Now hurry up and get to the evidence so I can blame bears again.
OK. This first piece of evidence will show you the Ucumar is its own category of mysterious creature.
First piece of evidence.
The first piece of evidence is the sightings of the Ucumar, and there have been loads. In the last 10 years alone, the Ucumar has been spotted 33 times by people who live in and around the Andes Mountains. The first notable Ucumar sighting was in 1958 by a group of campers in Rengo, a small city in the middle of Chile. They reported seeing what they described as an ape man. Police investigated and interviewed a number of witnesses, and these included someone who said he'd seen a huge man covered in hair more than 100 miles north of where the campers had been. In 1979, an anthropologist called Silva Barros was told by locals in the Andes that the Ucumar, or what they called a strange monkey, would come down from the mountains and scream at their cattle.
That is very weird. Why would you scream at cows?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it had heard the phrase, "I scream for ice cream"?
I don't know. And I think if those cattle became scared, it'd be more likely for them to make milkshake.
This Ucumar sounds like a smart strange monkey. Here is a few more. In 2006, a man named Patricio Saldano saw the Ucumar at very close range. He was the caretaker of a garbage dump, and one day, while working there, his dog started barking at something near the pigsties Patricio kept. He went to investigate and found a huge hair-covered ape standing on 2 legs and waving its long arms at the dogs. His wife and 2 daughters saw the same thing, as did Patricio's neighbours, who said they saw a big monkey leap over the hood of their truck and scratch it. And then very recently, in 2022, a farmer in San Jose de Metan in North Argentina said that he heard his dogs making a lot of noise and running towards the field by his home. He thought it was a thief coming to steal his cattle, so he grabbed his torch and ran outside. There he saw what he described as a big, dark, hairy gorilla with red eyes. The creature saw him and headed back into the field, and the man said he now locks up all his doors and feels too scared to go out at night.
Those are all good stories, but absolutely none of them prove that what anyone saw was a Ucumar or even an ape-like creature. The people who saw the creature were often shocked or scared, and when that happens, our brains can do funny tricks on us and make us remember details that might not have been there. For example, if these witnesses have heard a lot about the Ucumar, then the first thing they might think when they see something they're unsure about is, it's the Ucumar! Actually, A lot of experts think that many of the Ucumar sightings are of
No, don't do it, Athena.
a spectacled bear.
Every time. Leave the bears alone.
Spectacled bears are the last type of bear still found in South America. They are covered in black fur with white lines around their faces. This, plus their short nose, can make them appear like they have more human or ape features if seen from a distance. They can stand on two legs and they'd seem quite large if you saw one doing that.
But would a bear scream at cows?
I don't know. It depends what the cows had done to annoy it, I guess. A bear would enter a farmer's land to see if there was food there, though.
I'm going to prove the bears are innocent, and you'll see, Athena, with the second piece of evidence, which doesn't bear any resemblance to our spectacled friends.
Second piece of evidence.
Evidence of the Ucumar isn't just limited to sightings. Many people who live near the Andes in Chile and Argentina speak of the Ucumar and its habits, as though it's something that they're used to. For example, as you mentioned earlier, Athena, they know the sound the Ucumar makes is like this. Ooh-hoo, ooh-hoo, ooh-hoo. And they also know that it mostly likes to eat a vegetable known as puya. There is a village in Argentina called Tola Grande, where the residents say that they can hear that noise being called from the nearby mountains by a nightly choir of what they say are definitely Ucumars. Apparently, the people were scared of the sounds for a long time, but they've now learned to live with them and no longer feel afraid.
If it does only eat puya, then you only really need to be scared of it if you're a spiky vegetable. By the way, you know what other creature likes to eat puya? That's right, a bear.
No, I won't have it. And look, spectacled bears might like to eat puya, but they don't have a nighttime choir group like Ucumars do. And in 1956, a geologist, that's someone who studies rocks, found long human-like footprints very high up on the Argentinian side of the Andes Mountains. They were twice the size of a human foot and about 16,000 feet up, which isn't where many humans ever head to. The following year, similar tracks were found in the Argentinian province of La Salta. Spectacled bears don't have long paw prints, they have very obvious bear prints. So what made these long human-like ones,
I actually don't know, but it's strange there's no pictures of these prints and no further reports about them since 1956. Maybe they were human prints, but they've been changed by the weather.
Why would someone be 16,000 feet up a mountain without any shoes on?
That's a good question. They needed to cut their toenails? I don't know. But what I do know is that apart from this story, there are no other pieces of evidence that prove these footprints were really there. So we don't actually know for sure that they ever existed, like the Ucumar. And who knows what creature is actually making those nightly sounds in the Kuru Mountains. There were many birds and other animals in that part of the world, and it's very possible it could be any of those. Again, without recordings, we have no way of knowing.
I like the idea of a Ucumar choir, all singing songs while munching puya in the mountains. What a chilled life. The final piece of evidence proves the Ucumar has been around for a very long time.
Third piece of evidence.
The Ucumar is mentioned in ancient Peruvian legends. It was said to be a terrifying creature who lived in the caves or down in the creek and would kidnap local people and take them to its lair. There is a similar creature in Bolivian culture too, called a Ucumari. In all stories, the description is the same. A half-human, half-bear who's covered in fur and is very agile, able to climb trees with ease.
Tiernan, I'm so sorry, but do you know what Ucumar means in the Quechua language? That's an indigenous language from South America that was spoken by the Incas and is still used today by 8 to 10 million people.
Go on, what does it mean?
It means bear.
Oh, come on.
Yep. In fact, the spectacled bears are known as Ucumari and Ucucu in Quechua, which are very similar. And the Aymaran people of Bolivia call spectacled bears Ucumari. Oh, and spectacled bears can climb trees really, really easily. Tiernan, it's the bears. The bears did it.
Until you can prove to me that bears are able to organise themselves into a choir, I won't believe it. And I'm certain the Ucumar find it hilarious that they can still hide away undiscovered because people like you insist on blaming bears instead.
It's strange how often these weird creatures are most likely bear sightings. It's a bit like it's been planned.
Hello, thank you for coming to annual Global Sasquatch Assembly. As you all know, I'm your elected chairperson, Mr. Yeti, the Yeti. I'm so glad so many of you could make it to this important meeting.
More would have come if you'd held it on a mountain nearer to us. It was a real trek getting here.
I'm sorry, I'm very grateful you all came to Himalayas this year, but it's only fair after last year's assembly was held in Blackpool. Now, I'd like to welcome our first speaker who traveled all the way from Russia, Chuchunya. Hello, everyone.
You got lovely hair.
Thank you. I comb my whole body before coming today. I like to highlight that there have been more Sasquatch sightings around the world than ever before. This is not good. Humans must not know we exist. Therefore, I propose some solutions. Solution 1. We live underground.
Bo, I get too much mud in my hair.
Okay, good point. Noted. Solution 2. We shave off all our hair and get jobs in the city.
I don't understand the stock exchange.
No one does. But okay, point taken. Solution 3. We say actually, the humans are just seeing bears and we blame everything on bears.
Excuse me.
Yes, Tiny Bigfoot.
I'm not Bigfoot. I'm here as a representative for the bears, and our official stance is no thanks, please don't blame us. We just want to get on with our lives and eat honey. We don't want people to chase us and call us Sasquatches.
Sorry, I zoned out there. Tiny Bigfoot said a lot.
Yeah, blame it on bears.
Okay, Yeti, can we vote? Because I really want to get back to screaming at cows again. All those that want everything to be blamed on bears, say All those that don't, say no thanks.
No thanks.
Unanimous vote in favour of blaming bears. Okay, next we have Honey Island Swamp Monster who come in to talk about how best to decorate your swamp.
All I heard there was a meeting of a lot of bears.
Unbelievable. At least I can trust the chief detectives to look at this case properly and not just blame bears.
Not if they're sensible busters. And now, chief detectives, you need to decide, is the half-human, half-bear Ucumar of South America actually real or not?
Time to recap the evidence.
Evidence recap.
The first piece of evidence is the many sightings of the Ucumar. The earliest was by a group of campers who reported seeing an ape man. But as recently as 2022, a farmer reported being scared by a Ucumar that had wandered onto his land. There have been 33 sightings in the last decade alone.
Many experts think the Ucumar is actually a type of bear called the spectacled bear. They are native to South America and are covered in fur and have a short nose, meaning people may mistake them as looking more like a furry human or ape.
The second piece of evidence is that people near the Andes know many of the Ucumar's traits, like what food it eats and the sound it makes, especially those near the Kuru Mountains who hear a Ucumar chorus every night. Plus, large human-like footprints were found on the Andes in 1956.
There is no proof of the footprints, so we can't tell where they came from. And there are no recordings of the nightly Ucumar choir either, so it could be any one of a number of animals that lives in that area. It doesn't mean it's from Ucumars.
The final piece of evidence is that the Ucumar appears in ancient Peruvian and Bolivian legends and was thought to be a half-human, half-bear that lived in caves and kidnapped local people.
Quechua is the indigenous language of South America, and in Quechua, Ucumar means bear. The spectacled bear is called, in Quechua, Ucumari. So it's very possible the legends were based on bears too.
So now we're handing it over to you, Chief Detectives.
What do you think? Are you a Ucumar mystery mythbuster?
Or a Ucumar mystery myth truster? Get in touch and let us know your thoughts, and most importantly, which side you're on. Come on, Chief Detectives, bear responsibility. You know the Ucumar exists.
When Team Truster loses, Tiernan, you'll just have to grin and bear it. Send us your voice notes with an explanation of why you're a myth truster or myth buster when it comes to whether the Ucumar is real or not.
All you have to do is ask your grown-ups to help you email us your voice notes or thoughts to hello@bustortrust.com.
And hello to new subscribers, 7-year-old Henry, 8-year-old Nathan, who is from Ferntree Gully, Lana and Kavita.
Barney, 7-year-old Seamus and 9-year-old Gabriel.
If you'd like to get a personal thank you and all the extra subscriber features, get your grown-ups to subscribe at bustortrust.com.
And of course, we always love to hear from you. So here are some thoughts from you lot on our previous cases.
My name is Owen, I'm 7 years old and I'm from Newcastle. I'm a mythbuster on the bunyip because the koalas make roaring noises, which explains the loud noises. And one might have found a microphone and made a plan with a cassowary to confuse people. Bye, love the show.
Everyone knows koalas are sneaky, right? That's exactly the kind of thing koala would do. Get a microphone and make noises to scare humans because humans steal all their eucalyptus for tea.
Oran, thank you for listening, but we can't have someone else blaming bears. I know koalas aren't properly bears, but it's still koala bears. Please stop fueling Athena's bear paranoia. It's not always the bears.
I blame marsupials too.
Hi, my name's Ron Magnus and I'm from England and I'm okay with and I'm a myth truster and I really know that the bunyip is real because my mummy showed me a bit on her phone of bunyips and I saw it in real life. And I'm 5 years old, and I've got a new request for your new podcast episodes. And then I was wondering if you would like to put on for me. If ghosts glide through you, do you turn into a ghost?
Whoa, Magnus, that's a good request. If ghosts glide through you, do you turn into a ghost? Maybe that's very curious. I mean, or do you just feel a bit chilly? Because ghosts must have to travel through people all the time.
Luckily, things that don't exist can't glide through you. So that's my answer to that. They don't exist. They can't glide through you. A bear, on the other hand, if a bear glided through you, you'd become at one with the bear.
Is that right? Is that how bears?
That's how it works.
So when you see there's more than one bear, it's because a bear glided through someone that was
yes.
That's interesting. Well, listen, Magnus. I mean, I'm just very impressed that you've seen a bunyip. So welcome to Team Truster, and I kind of want more details. You've seen a bunyip. That's amazing.
Thanks to all of you. We make a great team.
We really do. And if you enjoyed the show, please follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify or Amazon Music or wherever you listen to your podcasts for more great episodes.
We love to hear what you think, so please do rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. It helps more detectives find Bust or Trust. And of course, we'll read out some of your comments on the show.
Plus, if you pay to subscribe to Bust or Trust on Apple Podcasts or our patreon.com/Bust or Trust page, then you get to hear extended episodes filled with even more evidence. You'll also get our weekly newsletter, monthly colouring sheets, and a shout-out on the show.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time for more Bust or Trust.
Athena, I want you to apologise to Teddy the bear, who has never pretended to be a Ucumar so that he can cause trouble.
Is that your teddy bear, Tiernan? Well, obviously no one thought he was a Ucumar. He's really sweet.
Apologise, Athena. He's very upset you think bears are to blame for everything.
Oh, not everything. Just most of our cases.
Athena!
If I have to. I'm very sorry, Teddy the bear. I know you're not a Ucumar, but other bears probably are.
I guess it'll do. Now please apologise to his big brother, Gary Bear.
What the... Ah!
See? This is definitely a bear and not a Ucumar. Athena? Athena? Uh-oh.